Okay. Thank you very much. It was quite interesting to have had social enterprises, the SMEs that are within the circular economic space with the bigger corporates, larger corporates in the same room. And, the interactions were very interesting to see them, have those interactions, because there's a need on one side that the other side can fulfill. And it was good to see that we brought them together to kind of have that discussion. So the networking was deliberate. And we use these outcomes, that we got from the stories that we've heard, from the challenges that we've learned, to build on the next steps for the Circular Procurement Workshop. Now, why the interest of PwC? We know that in 2028, by 2028, most public interest entities will start to report their sustainability activities. And they won't be reporting blanks. They have to report their performances, which stems from the environment, social, and governance, of course, with economy, overarching. And so one of the issues we get is where people now ask us, what initiatives do we go into that will speak into our business model as an organization? And I think circular economy comes to mind, especially on the S and the E pillar, to fill in those gaps for them. And I see that most organizations will be able to do that. So it's not just a good feel, or we just want to recycle things, but also that we are creating value, and we're getting profit from it, but reasonably, getting profit for the societal good, because these are social enterprise, and also that feel that you're impacting the environment positively. So that's why we're in it, right? We're in it for all that, for that business side, for the societal good, which is something that we are big on, and for the environment as well. I just want to add one more bit in it, that there's also the trust issue that we have with businesses. But I think that with large corporates and small businesses, I think we didn't really bring those. We also brought funders as well into the room. I think what would then happen is that the more they discuss, the more they're able to build that trust, that business trust they require to scale up where necessary and to build that business acumen into the social enterprises. Thank you.
It's been a real pleasure to work with PwC on this first Circular Procurement Breakfast Workshop today. And in working with them, I think it's really a signal and a testament to the strength of working with an ecosystem mindset. So PwC has really, really strong consulting, analytical capabilities, strong relationships with large businesses that have a lot to do and can do a lot in terms of procurement. They are also really knowledgeable about regulatory changes that can stimulate business interest in partnering. Whereas ourselves, we've been working in this space for a long time and understand the needs and where circular businesses are at the moment, especially with a range of partners that we're working with. So combining these different capabilities produces a space where we can enable discussions between buyers and sellers to happen where we otherwise wouldn't. And we're really, really excited about that and excited about the openness in terms of working with PwC to achieve these goals. I think it's a really interesting question in terms of cross-sectoral kind of integration and collaboration. We see it happening already. Even in the procurement workshop, we had Josh Atat from Needles talking about how he was partnering both in terms of plastic recovery and with the fashion industry to produce buttons. So this is an example of where we already see that there is this overlap between the different sectors. We see it also. Again, last week was Lagos Fashion Week, so a lot of discussion around using natural fibers and agricultural waste and turning that into fabrics and materials for the fashion industry or even for packaging as alternatives for packaging. So there is a lot of scope for cross-industry collaboration within these spaces, but of course we do also need to think about the value chain. independently as well. So the work for cross-collaboration is there, but at the same time, deep work across the value chain is needed to really realize those opportunities.
I would just lean on what Dr. Natalie has said. Important discussions happening, showing relationships. And I think the discussion that is really topmost on my mind is how this ecosystem can be strengthened, right? And that's what we're seeing with this workshop that has come in today. I also like the fact that there are big businesses that showed up, like, to say we're interested in, getting a bit of our procurement to go to circularity, or, this percentage or that percentage, but we want to be sure who we are working with. And so this is a very interesting time that, those kinds of deliberate networking can occur. In conjunction with Circular Business Platform, we've come to realize some of those challenges, and we are, harnessing, the strength from them to come together, and the strength from us, put those two strengths together to come together to see how can we ensure that there's uptake, with the circular economy, business and opportunities. And that's why, over the top of that, we've also realized that, by 2028, most companies in Nigeria will be mandated, most companies, and by this I mean the public interest entities that we call PI, it will be mandatory for them to do their sustainability reporting. Many of who then ask us questions on where will our social initiatives sit, and that's where you find from the social and the environment initiatives, you will see circular economy, like really screaming out of that. And so we felt that it was important for us to help companies see that and pick the niche where they want to play in that circular economy space. And we hope that this circular procurement workshop would achieve this over the years. It's the first, so it's a pilot, and from these outcomes, we will do greater and better things. Thank you.
I think I want to build on Marilyn's points. There is increasing regulatory pressure for companies to demonstrate that they are behaving in a sustainable way, producing and marketing in a sustainable way. Circular procurement is a great tool to do that. And I think what's fantastic about circular procurement is, and what we've seen today, it is centered on value creation. It's centered on problem solving and identifying new ways of doing business. And if there's anything we've learned in the last few years, we need to do business differently to create value for all Nigerians. And that's what we've got to do.